Turtle Beach just recently released their first race wheel, the Velocity 1 Race. And for the average Joe like myself, not really a sim racer, just a gamer, I've been having a pretty darn good time with this wheel. I feel like I need racing gloves to do this. Now, as far as setup of the wheel, it's super cool. You actually got these doors on both sides of the wheel. Right down here, they actually include you an Allen wrench over here. You got the bigger one and the smaller one. You can come right down here. And this is going to go to the feet that's going to attach to your desk. So you can just tighten it or loosen it right there. Take your tool, put it back in there, and you're good to go. And it's on there pretty darn tight. You better have a stable surface for this because it's going to make your surface shake like crazy. Now this wheel is packing a whole lot of features, but the first one I want to start it off with is the motor here. You can see it has that K-drive force feedback direct drive motor. And with that K-drive, you can come right in here into the settings on the wheel, select it, and actually adjust your tuning to it. You got track, drift, rally, or you can set it to custom. But coming over here, you got strength, you got low, medium, high, and then you can go into custom as well. And same with the center spring, low, medium, and high. You can see my settings as we're going through it here. And then you got low, medium, high on the dampening as well. And we'll talk more about all those options you saw in there because there's a lot of cool stuff. But I want to talk about, again, the force and the feedback on this because throughout the manual or on the box or any Turtle Beach's information, you can't find the force within this. Now, I've used a Logitech, what is it, the G903, one of their budget kind of mid-range wheels. And I've also used a Logitech Pro one, which I believe is 11 Newton meters or something, but I can't find out how much this one is, but I can tell you, you do truly feel it. But what we're gonna do here is I do have a force meter and I'm gonna try my best. I'm not sure how we'll be able to do this, but we're gonna fire it up here, put everything on high and see what kind of force we actually get with it. Now, there's no real easy way for me to test this here. Again, you can see the wheel goes crazy with it all set to high if I let go of it. So I'm going to go into a turn here. I got our gauge set to Newton meters. You see when I let it go, but it makes my whole desk go to town here. So we're going to drive forward here. Again, Newton meters. I'm going to try to let go of it and get into this right turn. And then just keep an eye on the gauge down here. So we got some pressure going. What are we getting to? We get up to right around 4 right there on high. Let me see if I get a little bit more speed coming into this next turn and see if we can get anything further. Again, it is pretty tense here, just like this. Let's get into this turn. And again, we pretty much go to 4 or 5 on this Newton meter tester. So again, I know our test wasn't 100% legit right there, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I can show you. But I can tell you my experience with it. And again, just riding right like there, once you get the gas on and get going, like you truly feel the feedback on this. I don't have anything else to compare it to, but as far as the force and again, that motor in there, you truly feel it. And I love being able to adjust it because whenever I'm playing a different game, maybe I want to tone it down a little bit. Even when I was playing Forza, I had to tone it down a little bit. As you saw, my strength was at medium at first right there because it was just like constant. I was constantly fighting with the wheel and I just wanted to tone down a little bit. Now, before we dive too deep into the wheel, I want to show you everything else that comes with this set. And as you see, you get these really nice pedals. You got a metal plate right here, a little Turtle Beach branding. And then you got your gas, brake, and clutch. They are metal. But back here on the back side of these pedals is the thing I really like. As you see, you can adjust the tension, make it a little firmer over there. Snugsy hair everywhere. Over here on the clutch as well, you can adjust the tension. Really easy just to loosen it up or tighten it up. And then you got that dynamic brake. And everything down here is very robust. You got the metal pedals to the metal bracket down to here, the metal springs down here to the base. Now the whole frame of it is plastic. And then you got this little spacer in between the pedal to, again, this little piece here is plastic as well. And on the bottom, you do have mounting holes. So if you got like a race sim setup, you can mount it right there, but it does come with some grips in there as well. But even on my floor, it still moved around a little bit. So what I did is I put my subwoofer from my PC sound system right there, and then that just prevented it from sliding any. One thing I wish, I don't know if any other company does this, but I wish there was feedback in the pedals. It would just kind of give me that full, immersion with feeling like I'm in a car. But now let's go and take a closer look at the wheel itself. As you see, it is leather wrapped. I'm not sure if it's real leather or not, but you got the perforator over there and then the smooth with that cool yellow stitching going all around it. Little center point in the middle. Now everything in the middle here as far as your gauge is all plastic, but you got all these knobs and buttons as far as adjusting your menu, your little D-pad over here, and then again your basic buttons, and then the metal paddle shifters on the back of the wheel. And you can also remove this wheel just right here by pulling this lever in, and then it pops out. I'm not sure if Turtle Beach has different wheels or if this is a standard configuration for other wheels to fit on it. But again, you just slap it on there, put it in, bam, and then attach it. Wait, hold on. There you go. Attach it, and it's good to go. Now, you also have this control unit over here, which is pretty much just customizable buttons, which you can go into the wheel itself and customize them and set them per your game. This power button really just seemed to turn off the unit itself. It never really fired up the car, which I thought was pretty cool. I could never find that. And then all your other customizable buttons, whatever you want to do as far as view or, again, whatever you want. And then up here, you got an eject button, I guess. Now, after looking over the wheel and seeing all those options there, I want to show you some of the customization of it. Number one, you see all of these different things you can choose from, and that's controlled by the little dial down below. So you got Xbox or PC mode, you just press back. You got profiles, where you can save all your profiles in here, which is something I really like because, again, you can set a profile for, say, Forza or Snow Runners or something that's not a racing game, maybe Truck Sim or something like that. And when you adjust that feedback, it really plays different into each game. It's something I really recommend you do and not just leave it as is and go with it. K-Drive, as I already showed you with all that tension there and the dampening. Now, RMD, the race management display, I'll show you a little bit of this here in a second. This is cool, but I think it needs some work. We'll get back to that. Over here with the buttons, again, as far as that control unit, you can adjust all those buttons to whatever you want, as you see here. Click on one, and then again, you can customize it. We'll go up here to a different button, and again, you see all the different options that you can customize to whatever you want. Now let's go back a little bit. You got the wheel, and this is another thing I really like as far as a rotation, dialing it in per game, like say Forza or something. When I was playing Snow Runners, I like bringing it down a little bit more, maybe 200, something like that, 150, something a little bit tighter there. Of course, you got your dead zone, your pedals, you got pedal dead zone, and then you actually have that pedal sensitivity over here as well. Go back a bit. You have your paddles where you can adjust the, again, the shifters back there. Your dead zone on those as well. This is something I really like. Headphone mixer. You got your volume, chat mix, mic monitoring, all that stuff. I think that's super cool. Then you got EQs built into it too. It's just, again, it's almost like the Turtle Beach controllers or their headsets built into it. Really awesome customization. Now the lighting. You're seeing all the lights are yellow on this. You actually get in here and adjust them to something else if you want. You want to make them red or whatever. The red kind of blended with the buttons a little bit more, so I felt like yellow, at least for me, was the best bit. And then, of course, you got your brightness and then effects. I don't think you want effects while you're riding. You got App Link, where you can control a lot of the stuff that's on the wheel in the app. Easier to control on the wheel for sure. And then you got your basic system settings. And as you can see on the wheel, it pretty much tells you everything right around there. So now let's go ahead and talk more about that RMD, or Race Management Display, which is a cool feature that is incredibly finicky. So as you see in the options, you got live output, output style, which you can go to road, sport, or race. Race was my favorite. You got RPM indicator, which is right at the top up there. But let's go back. Let's go on and select it, and we're going to get live output. Now, let's go back here, and I want to show you. Let me get back into the menu. Here we go, back, and I'll show you output styles just in case you want to see it. You got road with live output, and you got that with your RPM. Again, in the middle, if I can just find out how to get it to RPMs or MPHs, I'll be good to go. Output style one more time. Let me show you the other option here, and you have race. Then we'll go to live output, and holy smokes, that's confusing. As cool as that feature is, it's, again, just tough to use for maybe an average Joe like myself. I'm not a diehard, again, race sim person, so you guys might be a little more familiar with this if you're really heavy into race sims, but you got to come over here to Sim Hub, install this, get your game, whichever games are going to work. Then you got your game telemetry right here, set all that stuff up. Come over here to your game settings to UDP race telemetry. This is in Forza at least. Enter all that and get all that set and hopefully be able to get it all rolling right there. Again, it didn't work for every single game, and it was very finicky getting all this paired up to the game, and none of this worked on Xbox. You just got that basic standard screen on Xbox. This is just on PC. So as cool as that live dash is, I think it's one of the coolest features I've personally ever used in a race wheel. But again, setting it up was an absolute pain, and it's such a bummer that it's not just plug and play and it works with Xbox games. I know other games got to make it cooperate with it, but I think that should have been something that was built into it before release. That would have really made this wheel a win. But again, right now it's a little too confusing to set up, and it's not compatible with everything, which makes it a bit of a bummer. So as far as my final thoughts on Turtle Beach's first race wheel being the Velocity 1, I had an absolute blast with it. I really enjoy using it, and it feels premium. There's so many features and functions packed into it which make it really cool, but also not really cool, because again, the customization is a little bit finicky and tough sometimes, and using it on an Xbox you don't get to take advantage of all of them, which is a really big stinker. But a lot of the features packed into it make it a very versatile and user-friendly wheel, at least for an average Joe like myself. But with this wheel also coming in at $650, it is up there in that premium wheel price tag. And I think at that price tag, these features and functions should be flawless. You should be able to go into Turtle Beach and just click a button and they should work like that. I think it should be that simplistic. What I would like to see is maybe a dumbed down version. I still want, again, that feel, those great pedals, some of the options, maybe take away that dash, which is a super cool feature. I really like it, but I catch myself watching the screen or the road, not coming down here looking at my dash. So maybe remove some of that digital fluff, just control it from the app, drop the price in half, and I think that would make a heck of an awesome wheel. But I think Turtle Beach just dove headfirst into, again, the hobbyist and, again, the enthusiast race wheel, rather than, again, taking maybe baby steps and then feeling the market out and getting it dialed down right. But let me know what you think about this wheel down in the comments. Do you think there's too much fluff packed into it? Do you think Turtle Beach should have went more or less the consumer route rather than the hobbyist route? I don't know. It's a really mixed bag there for sure. I feel like they maybe took a few too many steps forward rather than, again, maybe weeding it out, or, again, focusing more down here towards the consumer side. That's my personal opinion, but I did have an absolute blast with it. It was really stinking fun. But anyways, thank you so much for coming by for this video. I hope it helped you out and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye now.